Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons Defense 5 Deluxe Edition. In this episode we are continuing again with the series medium reverse type thingamajig, and let's continue on with that. Alright, so next stage, I mentioned what stage I was going to go to next on the last episode, but now I've already forgotten. And oh, Downstream. Oh, curses. I don't like this stage, especially not on reverse. Alright, let's see. Can place this here. Probably not a good idea, but the reason I hate this stage on reverse is because now all the balloons obviously are coming from those 4 different paths. This is a pretty interesting way that worked out, but because they're coming from 4 different paths, it's going to be hard for that one boomerang thrower to get them all. Which is why I'm going to try for Bionic Boomer as soon as I can, but it's actually going to be a while before I can get one, which means I should probably just get a second Boomerang Thrower. But I'm going to be stubborn and just stick with one and try to get a Bionic Boomer as soon as I can, because of the same principle of all the other times I got a Bionic Boomer instead of a Glaive Ricochet, and two blue balloons already went through, so that's 4 lives that just went past. And I should probably use road spikes. That'd be nice, just to get any that leak. And it probably would have been better if I placed the boomerang thrower closer to the beginning of the track, although I actually am just going to put down a second one, despite telling myself I wouldn't, just to help out a little bit more. Having to, even if I put it up here in the front, probably still would have been helpful, even though up here in the front, it doesn't quite have enough range together to collect, or not. What am I saying? To defend against all 4 lanes that they're coming from. And to me, it actually makes it look like there's a lot more balloons just whenever they're spread out like this. Looks pretty crazy, but I don't even like the stage when it's not reversed. So obviously, I'm not going to like it when it is reversed. Well, not obviously. I guess there are probably some stages that I don't like when they aren't reversed, and then I do somewhat like them when they are reversed. I don't know if there are any, but I might have mentioned 1 or 2 or something in the past. But anyways, so actually now I can kind of remember one that would be nice when it's reversed. But anyways, so with this boomerang thrower, I'm about to make it a Bionic Boomer. At the end of this wave, if I don't have enough money, I'm just going to sell the second boomerang thrower to get the Bionic Boomer. And then shortly after that, well actually, shortly after that, I'll increase it to multi-target. So I'm not going to have a second boomerang thrower, because with the Bionic Boomer, I think, let's see, it says twice as fast. So, alright, I guess that's the same as having 2 boomerang throwers. But, yeah, alright, so I can sell that one and increase the multi-target so that it has better pierce. And then the glaive thrower once I can, because it says they're sharper, faster, and more poptastic. I'm assuming that means that the projectile goes faster, or maybe it actually increases his attack rate. I'm not actually sure about that. If it does, then it's essentially now faster than 2 Bionic Boomers, or 2 regular boomerang throwers. So that's good. But having the fast attack rate allows it to change its target faster, so that's able to defend against all 4 waves, which is pretty helpful. Now what you might be thinking is, why aren't you using Buccaneers? Well, I'm going to use one right now, but I usually don't start off with Buccaneers, just because I remember there was one time when I was playing this level and I was like, oh yeah, I'll try using a bunch of Buccaneers, and it didn't work. And probably just because I didn't place them well enough, or because of my own strategy, but then I sort of just had this fear that Buccaneers aren't good on this stage for some reason. And really, there's not that much water on the stage, so they're not that great, but obviously, whenever you can use Buccaneers, I would kind of recommend that you at least use one, just because they are really good towers, and there is all this open land on the side, but it's really far away from the actual track. So that's another interesting thing, is that you can place plenty of towers out here, but you would need something like a sniper or a mortar to actually be useful. Which makes me think, hey, I should use some snipers and mortars, but I don't really like snipers or mortars. Just because the snipers are good against single enemies, while they're not really great against multiple enemies. or balloons I should say, and because they're all coming in from these 4 different streams, it makes it at least look like there's a whole lot more in a big bunch, so the snipers wouldn't be as good against them. So then you'd think, oh well then why not mortars? Well, because they kind of focus on one spot in particular, and because they're coming in from 4 different lanes, it's kind of hard to pick one spot for the mortar tower to attack, which, I mean, they are pretty cheap, so I could just get multiple mortars, and I'm already leaking a few more lives, even with the Buccaneer. But what I'm actually going to do is just build another boomerang thrower, or I really shouldn't say build, because I'm not really building them. But anyways, I'm going to place another boomerang thrower and get it to Bionic Boomer once I can, just to help out to Thinned Herd, as I usually say. And actually, right now, a Spactory would be pretty good, because they come in from 4 different paths, but then the 2 paths that they exit, they exit to, those are pretty close together, so the Spactory would actually do pretty good. But, well, actually, yeah, they would do pretty good, so I'm actually going to place one now, because round's at 27, so now the leads are going to come next round. So thankfully, the Dreadnought and the Bionic Boomer are both good lead busters, so I won't have to worry about that. But then on round 33, there's going to be some camo balloons, which the Buccaneer is pretty good at, but because it doesn't have the Destroyer upgrade yet, I'm going to have to rely on the Spactory for most of my camo detection, because as good as the Bionic Boomer is, it doesn't have camo detection, unless I give it like a Monkey Village or Meerkat Spy, which is a special agent, or mortars, or something else to allow it to pop camo balloons. Although if you're giving it all those things, then it's yeah. Alright, anyways. Alright, let's see. With the Spactory there, it's good because the 2 paths are pretty close together, so you just need one Spactory to cover both sides. And then also, if a spike pile is on one path, I guess, even if it was only one pile on one path, usually the balloons and the spikes will be large enough to, like, the balloons will get popped by the spikes, even if it's not necessarily directly on the same path. But anyways, the Spactory does put out enough spikes to cover both paths pretty well, so you don't need to worry about that. But I will be placing Spike Ball Factory, just to help out with any ceramics that leak through, because boomerang throwers are pretty good against ceramics, but probably not the best. And then the Buccaneer also isn't the best against ceramics, so those are probably going to be the biggest threat, rather than any Moabs that get through. However, Moabs probably will get through this defense, because I don't have very good anti-Moab stuff. So what I should do with that is probably place a few bomb towers with the Moab Baller ability, or maybe the Balloon Chipper, but I don't think the Balloon Chipper is going to be good enough on its own. So what should I do? This is round 36, yeah. I probably got enough time to build a bomb tower or 2, and I probably should have used a banana farm whenever I had the chance, but I feel like on this stage, because of how I had to like sell one boomerang thrower to build the Bionic Boomer, I feel like that was kind of an indicator that I don't know how to get a good starting strategy on this stage. So I wouldn't really be able to use a banana farm very well, because I'm always using my money on trying to build a good enough defense, rather than having a good enough defense to save my money for a banana farm. So on this stage, I personally don't know a very good strategy for how to get a good enough defense to use a banana farm early on. But by the time I place one now, it wouldn't start paying off until like into round 50. And then it would only be like 15 rounds, or I'm getting 750, which it's helpful, but it's not as helpful as it could be. So I'm actually just going to save my money for other defenses, because obviously I need more defenses. I need something that's going to take down a Moab. So, you know what? Actually, we'll go with snipers, because, like I said, this is a good place for snipers just because there's so much open land away from all the other, away from the track, and you're not really wasting any land by placing snipers, because you wouldn't want to place any other towers here, except mortars, obviously. But I know earlier I was talking about how, like, oh, snipers, I don't like them on the stage because of the whole 4 split paths, but something that I'm sure some of you have realized by now, or just remember from me mentioning at the beginning of this series, was that I'll generally say, like, oh yeah, this is a good idea, and then I'll do something totally different. Or I'll say, oh yeah, that's a bad idea, and then I'll do it. Just because, like, I don't necessarily like to be a hypocrite, but I kind of tend to be, just because I'll tend to have an idea of whether or not something's good, and then I won't actually, realize whether or not it's good until I actually try it out or something. Which I'm not sure if that made sense, but I guess sort of an example of that is how I was like, oh yeah, I can just pick like 3 other game series and then add that to the 3 I'm already doing, and then have these 6 series that I'm going on, and then try to add 2 more with Bloons Monkey City and Bloons Tower Defense Battles, and that was just too much to do. Like, I am not in a position to continue all of those series, which was a pretty poor decision on my part, just because of poor time management. But I really don't want to go through those kinds of things where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally do this, and then kind of let you guys down by not following through with those series. And again, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I'm almost done with that, and I really want to get back to that, but not really sure if I should, I guess, like whether or not people actually want to watch that. No, it was really close, but what else? I do want to have suggestions from the fans that, I have the list of games on my Monday update vlogs, which I just realized I need to post one today, but, oh yeah, the Moabs have half health because of the deluxe upgrade, so that's helpful. But anyways, I do want to get, like, fan feedback and have suggestions for games that I want to play, and then I'll actually play those games. But one, because there's so many games that I want to play, and then there's so many games that are gonna come out eventually that are gonna be new, and then I should cover the new games. But then just all that kind of stuff makes it kind of hard for me to know exactly what I'm gonna do, and then how often I'm gonna do it, I guess. But for right now, Bloons is definitely one of those games where I'm not leaving that anytime soon. Pretty much no matter what, Bloons and probably Terraria, or Bloons Tower Defense 5, I should say, and Terraria are definitely going to stay on, if nothing else. No matter how busy I get, I'm going to definitely try to make time for Bloons Tower Defense and Terraria. And then all the other games are just whenever I have the time for it, pretty much. Which I've been, as decent last week, as far as just watching all these Bloons go by, making sure that my defenses are good enough. But as far as Bloons Monkey City and Bloons Tower Defense Battles, there was just that one day that I started my recording late, and then I had to go somewhere in the afternoon, so I wasn't able to record or upload the episodes. And then the next day I was like, oh yeah, I'll just upload twice, and then I was like, no, not really feeling it. I'm not going to record another 2 episodes. But anyways, so yeah, that's that. That was my little explanation of what happened last week. And I'm actually getting the semi-automatic rifle sniper monkeys rather than the deadly precision, because I'm pretty sure you get more pops for the semi-automatic rifle, because this allows you to attack 3 times as fast, while the deadly precision isn't quite 3 times as strong. So that's, if this, say it's a 1 second, or 18 layers every 1 second, going up from 7 layers every 1 second. That's almost 3 times as good, but not quite. And if you go from 7 layers every 1 second, then going 3 times as fast is 21 layers every 1 second. So I'm not sure if they attack once every second, but hypothetically if they did, then that would be the increase. So it is a little bit stronger, but then the problem with that is the ceramics, when they get popped by the semi-automatic rifle, then they just turn into a bunch of other yellows, I think. Yeah, or yellows and greens, depending on how much they got popped by other towers. But the problem with that, when you're using only snipers, is that I'm losing some lives. Haven't lost 150 yet, so that's good. But the problem with that is the snipers aren't good at getting large groups of balloons, so they're not good against those large streams of yellows. But like I said, streams of yellows. So I'm actually going to use some Glaive Ricochet. Obviously not too many because I don't really have much money left, but those will be good at getting the remains of the ceramics that these semi-automatic rifles are sending out. Plus, the semi-automatic rifles, they are pretty good at getting balloons in general because they're faster than the deadly precision. So they're decent at the streams, they're just not very good. Which is why I use the Glaive Ricochet to get rid of the streams, because those are really good. It's like their main goal in life to destroy those streams of balloons. And this level is called Downstream, so that is pretty interesting. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for my defense. Well, I do need better BFB defense, so I will try for some more snipers, because they really are good, or better in numbers, I guess. Although one thing that I should try using is the what's it called? Cripple Moab, which is the 4th tier left side upgrade, which is what will help against the BFB, because it'll slow down the BFB pretty much to a stop. Yeah, it'll stop the BFB in its tracks while the other semi-automatic rifles are attacking it. However, obviously I didn't have enough time to get that much money, and wow! So, okay, that technically lost, or that made me lose, because of all those that got through. So, what I'm actually going to do is sell some of those, sell one of these, and get the spiked mines, so that's a better safety net. So yeah, technically I lost this round, but again, the whole spiel about if I'm using these deluxe upgrades, or if you're following the strategy, then you should have these deluxe upgrades, and blah blah blah. I'm still going to count this as a win, technically, because I am technically, hopefully, still going to win. I'm going to throw in some Moab Maulers to help out with the BFB and Moabs a little better, but I should probably, yeah, I should move them closer to the beginning of the track to help out with the BFBs that come sooner. And why is it not? Why was it not fast forward? Alright, so yeah, I'm actually going to move these closer to the beginning. And I'm going to sell that one, which I don't even know if this is a good idea, but seems like it might be. Alright, so I've got plenty of money to place more towers, and wow, those balloons really got through. Alright, so in addition to that, then, I was going to try for a balloon impact. This is what, round 63? Yeah, so that was the large clumps, that's why I got through. And hopefully I can get balloon impact to help out. There we go. And of course that's right at the end of the wave, but not sure exactly how well this is going to go. Balloon impact should help by slowing down the balloons to give the snipers more time to pop them. However, let's see. Alright, let's get rid of these snipers. Oops, not the special agents. And let's get the Moab Assassin ability, so that then when the Moabs and BFBs appear, I can use the abilities to just get rid of the layers quickly. I'm actually going to wait till the Moabs are already destroyed, and then just use the... Well, actually, yeah, it does target the strongest, so I'll just use these on the BFB once it appears. Once I see it, yeah. And just use these 4 to help get rid of that. And that should hopefully be good. Let's throw a Super Monkey in there for... Never mind. I couldn't even throw the Super Monkey in there. But alright, so that was technically a win. That was a pretty poor win. Yeah. So, my next goal for Monkey Money is at 1,000. So that'll be on my next track, which I already forgot which the next track is. Alright, but I guess that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.